Perloff's team, the Philadelphia Eagles, have signed their quarterback to a massive, massive deal. So congratulations, Jalen Hurts. You get to be the highest paid quarterback for maybe 5 minutes.
Well, is he the highest paid quarterback?
Well, not to get into the details here, average annual value, he got Aaron Rodgers by about $1 million. And this is going to get blown out of the water by Joe Burrow and by Justin Herbert before anyone can blink. So congratulations to you, because you got this done first.
Well, there's a couple reasons that I feel great right now. You wouldn't really know this feeling of watching your quarterback on your team have an incredible Super Bowl, but it gives you a lot of faith.
It's in 2 minutes into the show.
Yeah, well, listen, I was already nervous because the Mets were on a win streak, so I didn't want to come in and celebrate your Mets.
Yeah.
So at least I have good football news as a Philadelphia fan and good basketball news. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So I think this is obviously it's sort of a team-friendly deal. It's only 5 years, $250, and it's only $180 guaranteed, which comes in fourth or fifth total.
Yep.
He did not hold them over the coals with this deal,
and
which is great.
When someone's offering you that kind of money after your third year in the league, you take it.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson is in a totally different situation. He and the team, they've put themselves in something different. Jalen Hurts, I would venture to say this was an easy deal to get done.
Well, first of all, it's interesting you say that because we have no idea what's happening behind the scenes with Baltimore and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And after his third year, Lamar sort of says that they offered him $133 for 3 years, although it's not really clear. We don't really know what the heck is happening over there. We had no inclination of what the numbers were going to be with Philadelphia. We knew they might be talking, but they kind of did it the old school way. Don't leak anything. Just announce when the deal is done. It feels to me like everything about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles is right. The team loves him. The coaches love him. His story is great. You know, he lost his job at Alabama. He's coming off a really great season. It just feels right. I get nervous about these big quarterback contracts because you use up all your salary cap. But for some reason, maybe you can explain to me why, I don't feel the slightest bit of nerves with this.
Well, because I don't think, listen, there's going to be changes that happen with your team eventually. These guys are going to get old and retire. Eventually, Jason Kelsey's going to retire. Eventually, Brandon Graham's going to retire. But for now, it feels like you already have a great team and nothing's going to change by virtue of this contract. It doesn't mean A.J. Brown's going anywhere. It doesn't mean Devontae Smith is going anywhere. Your line is still intact. Your defense is still great. So, it was nothing lost because you had to pay the quarterback. That's why it feels good.
But they already lost some guys in free agency that they might not have lost. They clearly didn't pay Javon Hargrave, who went to the Niners, because they knew this Jalen contract was coming up.
Well, but they also had a surplus, you could say, of defensive linemen. So,
true. No, they've done a really good job. This is what happens when you do a good job of drafting. And again, I'm not taking a shot at your Bills. I'm just saying this is what happens when you do a good job of drafting. You have a lot of depth. Howie Roseman, the GM of the Eagles, not to be nerdy about this, he's on the biggest football nerd heater of all time. He is just, everything he touches is going well right now.
Well, there was a Jalen Reagor here and there. Not everybody is awesome, but I'm never going to let you forget that. But no, he's on a heater, and now you get Jalen Hurts, who is arguably the best quarterback in the NFC. We can talk about Dak Prescott because obviously Dak is super talented, top 10-ish quarterback in the NFL. But I think Hurts, after the Super Bowl run, puts himself probably solidly into that top 10.
Yeah,
and with Aaron Rodgers, is he going to the Jets? What did I miss when I was
Aaron Rodgers,
sitting by the pool?
No, they're in an impasse.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You missed nothing. You missed some cryptic reports, some comments by David Bakhtiari implying that Rodgers could walk away with his ball, but nobody knows what any of this means. This is just Aaron Rodgers trying to stay in the news. So I agree with you. He is right now the best quarterback in the NFC. I think he could break into that top 5 of the AFC. I know that sounds crazy. I think he's probably a borderline. I think he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. So this, you know how it works. Next guy up gets a big contract.
Yep.
I think this contract is exactly where it should be. The Eagles had to do it, and the fact they did it without any drama is very encouraging.
Well, and the fact you get it done first, before Burrow, before Herbert, the other two guys who expect are going to get paid like any day now, and I bet those contracts are going to be like this one. All of a sudden, it just gets announced. I don't think you're going to see big back and forths publicly with both Burrow and Herbert. I just don't get that sense.
I'm just thinking about those two. You're probably right, but the Chargers, I don't know.
Well,
they don't always do things right, and they don't always spend the way they should. And the Bengals don't spend anything.
Well, that's true. Historically, these are two frugal franchises.
I feel like the Bengals are going to have to pay more for Burrow than this deal. $179 million guaranteed. They'll probably have to be around $200 for Burrow.
Listen, I've always said if the person who wants to make this stand, like unfortunately, Deshaun Watson was probably the last person who should have gotten this money, right? Guaranteed, the fully guaranteed, just because he had all these other things surrounding him, the cloud surrounding him with all those accusations from the massage therapist. So he was like not the ideal candidate here for everyone else to get this money, right? But Joe Burrow is someone who I think could actually make this stand. It's him with his own team who drafted him. They cannot afford to lose him. Like, you cannot be the Bengals. This isn't Carson Palmer. You just can't afford for this thing to go sideways. They have to. And so if Burrow really wanted to make the stand and say, I want the 230 or 250 guaranteed, the Bengals would have to do it.
Right. He is the identity of that team.
Yep.
I'm not saying he's LeBron, but he's got that LeBron quality where what is Cincinnati football without Joe Burrow? It's nothing. The Eagles could have survived just fine. By the way, you should have brought up the counterpoint. You know, it was 2019 when the Eagles signed Carson Wentz to a massive extension. That was 2019. That's less than 4 years ago. And Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl. They signed him to an extension, and it didn't work out. So there's no guarantees here. I'm really curious. Maybe we won't do it right now. How do you compare Jalen Hurts' game to Lamar Jackson's game? I think underneath the Lamar Jackson nerves are, hey, you know what? He hasn't proven that he can stay healthy, and he's very mobile. So we're worried about giving him long-term money. I'm not hearing that with Jalen Hurts.
But you could make the same argument. I mean, Hurts had a shoulder injury this year. He is extremely the Eagles were winning when he was extremely mobile. I mean, that's a really big part of his game. But they also put great weapons around him in Philadelphia, which they really have not done in Baltimore.
I would say that Jackson's more mobile, and I would argue to say that the weapons is the reason that Hurts has done this, to me, is not a fair critique of Hurts. No. Because he was dropping dimes all over the field in the Super Bowl. And I've never seen Lamar have sustained dime dropping like that. He doesn't have the receivers. It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
But Hurts.
But no one takes away from Mahomes because he has Kelsey. Like, it's not, no one took away from Montana because he had Jerry Rice. Yeah. It's just saying that it's a fact. Hurts has better weapons.
That's absolutely true. But I think I just don't think that Lamar Jackson can throw like Hurts. I generally don't think. I think Hurts is a little more accurate at certain parts of the field.
So who would you rather have? I'd rather have Hurts.
I'd rather have Hurts right now.
Well, I think Lamar's he's younger and he signed to a deal.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's only actually a couple years younger, right? How old is Hurts? Or maybe 1 year younger?
Hurts is 24 and Lamar's 26.
Yeah, no, I would definitely rather have Hurts. I think Lamar is a much better runner. Hurts is a good runner. Lamar is the best running quarterback of all time. I just think Hurts is just, in the last year, the throws he makes, I'm not sure who you compare him to because they're really top level. Combine that with a little bit of running. Look at the Super Bowl. He had 70 yards of running, and he was also almost perfect throwing the ball.
Yeah.
He's the whole package. You're right. There's something about this is terrible, but Lamar Jackson, I've never, ever questioned his leadership or whether the team liked him until this year. But what's all these tweets that are why is he bringing this? I have a little question about Lamar as a team leader based on the way he's handling this contract.
Bring it all to the public.
Why is he doing that? What is that? I mean, I don't know.
This is something got pretty quiet. Things have gotten pretty quiet, right?
They stopped.
Did he tweet anything after the Odell signing?
Yes, I think he did.
Okay.
But nothing inflammatory. Okay. But why is he playing this out like that? That's what I don't understand. I feel like Jalen Hurts has showed a little bit of maturity in his handling of his contract compared to Lamar. But I don't know. Again, I don't know exactly what's happening with Lamar.
We don't know how much Jalen was asking for. You know, this obviously was a negotiation that happened, but did he feel like he got more than he wanted? Did he feel like he got hosed in the negotiation? Like, what was important to Jalen Hurts?
Well,
the team and him could have been more aligned than Lamar and the Ravens.
Absolutely. And also, I think Jalen Hurts had an agent. That's probably a huge reason this got done. Lamar Jackson has not gotten it. Yeah, I mean, he's got Clutch Sports, great agency. I think that he had a lot of advantages that Lamar Jackson does not have here. I feel bad for critiquing Lamar Jackson there, but this has not been a good offseason for Lamar, in my opinion.
No, but ultimately, I think Lamar has never really had just the immediate future in front of him. I think it's not just 1 year. I think it's something a lot bigger than that, right? Like, if he really is looking for this massive guaranteed deal, then it's not just about the here and now, right? It's about setting up.
Well, right, but if the Ravens called and said, this contract we just gave to Jalen Hurts, you can have it, what does Lamar say?
I don't think he's doing it.
He's saying no, right?
Yeah.
He wants to be the highest thing, and I'm not sure.
That's why Watson was the bad person to get the fully guaranteed.
I think the NFL team owners are going to win that battle. I think that it's going to be the norm is going to be less than Watson for a little bit. And if I'm Jackson cannot play for $32 million next year. Is he really going to do this?
I don't know. I find it hard to believe that he would sit out a year.
You just had a week off. You were in Mexico. You did not solve this whole Lamar Jackson situation.
No, but what did you do? I did not think about Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts or anything. But Laura in the chat, thank you, Laura, says that I look tan and healthy sitting next to you.
Wait, what?
Yes, you can watch us youtube.com/CBS Sports Radio if you want.
Laura, let's be real. That's 364 days a year. Looking tan next to me. I don't even know if that's a compliment, Maggie. I feel like that's a bit of an insult toward you.
I know. The fact that this is the only day she said that. But no, this is the one day of the year that I get to be tan. Yeah, you also first day back from vacation.
You also came in incredibly relaxed.
Yep.
You had that vacation glow. We got to knock that out of you. We got to. I need a Met player, a Mets pitcher to get injured.
Don't worry, it's coming. It will happen. They're playing the Dodgers now, so anything could happen. 855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227. Oh, man. Feels like I never left, actually. We're right here talking about Lamar Jackson. What's changed?
But I know this is supposed to be to celebrate Jalen Hurts Day.
Oh, right. I can't help but think Jalen Hurts is going to hold this record as quote-unquote highest paid for maybe a week.
Yeah, but then again, I thought so too. Then you brought up the teams that have to pay their quarterbacks. The Bengals and the Chargers. I mean, they're not good at spending money, Maggie. I think that could be weird.
Let's get to the phones because I want to get to our pal right early and often. 855-212-4CBS. JJ's in California. Because this is going to make Perloff feel good, JJ, let's just do it right off the top. What do you have?
All right. First of all, I'm glad you made it back safely from your trip.
Thank you.
And Pearl hit it on the head a couple times, man. Leadership role. I mean, you get that big money, you got to be a leader in the locker room. Maybe they'll feel like Lamar's not a leader. And I also think that Philly can draft and Kansas City can draft. And Kansas City won last year with a rookie running back, 5 rookies on defense.
Yep.
I mean, if you can draft, hey, go ahead, pay your quarterback, the leader, all that money, draft right, you can win. I mean, I think it's a new recipe. It's kind of funny because the Rams, who gave up all their picks, thought it would be able to win by getting all them vets. They won. And then Kansas City wins the following year by doing it with a bunch of rookies. So it's just, I don't know. I think it's kind of weird seeing it all change like that. But
JJ, you're so right about it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. If you're, whoops, I just did something. If you could drop that call, thank you. JJ's awesome. Here's the thing. Yes, you can do it the Rams way. I don't think a lot of people want to do it the Rams way.
The all-in way?
No, because you get one. You get one when you do it all in. The idea that you get more than one, you're being too greedy there, and it's not realistic. You do it the Chiefs way, which helps, of course. They have Patrick Mahomes. But you do it the Chiefs way, or you do something like the Eagles way. And I know the Eagles haven't done like Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, but you do have 2 appearances in the last 5 years. It's not bad, which is the drafting, and then you spend when you need to spend. Yeah,
an occasional A.J. Brown.
Yep.
You know what? The thing that actually J.J. did not mention, that Lamar Jackson did not have great offensive coaching in Philadelphia. Andy Reid into Doug Peterson, and I think Sirianni, Shane Steichen was a great offensive. And Kansas City has Ryan. And what did Lamar Jackson have in Baltimore? He had Greg Roman, who was coaching a game from 30 years ago. I don't even know what he was doing.
Yeah, it was very specific.
So they did make a change there, but I think coaching has helped. You know, that's one of the reasons, too, Lamar hasn't had as much help as Jalen Hurts